Hello, everyone. This is Reverend Richard Miner. I'm the Graduate Engagement Officer here at One Spirit Learning Alliance, and it is my great pleasure today to introduce you to Reverend Lucinda Martin. She is joining us all the way from Santa Cruz, California, and she is better known to her friends as Cindy. Cindy, welcome. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks. I'm honored and humbled to be here.
Oh, it's a great pleasure. And it's really wonderful to have you here because you are so accomplished in so many ways and you have so many things going on with your ministry right now that I think our graduates are going to find particularly helpful and hopefully very, very useful as well. So normally I ask people how they got here and a little bit about their background, but in your case, you have a website that very clearly discusses that and talks about your whole story. So I will invite our viewers to go ahead and follow the link on the newsletter and have a look at your website. And so instead of my usual first question, I'd like to jump right in and ask you a little bit about what your ministry is like now. What are you doing today?
Wow, so much. I just have to say, when I attended One Spirit Seminary and was completing ordination, I had no idea where I would be divinely guided to.
Mhm.
And I am happy to say that it all has been divinely guided. I mean, I was going into the loss of a 17-year marriage right when I started my wedding business. I started
Mhm.
Directory, Vows, and Kisses to promote interfaith services for wedding, baby blessing, spiritual life coaching for couples and what have you. And it was very humbling. I learned a lot. And what amazed me were how many people would come up after a ceremony and say, "That was a great ceremony. I had no idea that there's people like you doing this." And it was like Spirit just kept affirming the need for us to really come out and
Mhm.
promote our services. I do marketing, obviously, professionally now, and 40% of our population is unchurched, and but they need us. They need ceremony, they need funeral, grief support, coaching, life coaching, and they don't even know we're there.
Mhm.
And so that's why I started this directory. And then other West Coast OSIS graduates, we met at a gathering, if you will, and they came on board. And so then I realized the need for funeral celebration of life support and
Mhm.
started Graceful Mornings. And and myself included, and the other ministers I've worked with, we learned a lot in seminary, and we're grateful for that. But we needed to go deeper on understanding how you actually promote your services.
Mhm.
So that's what I started to do.
So now, Graceful Mornings and Vows and Kisses, are these websites or are these, what are these entities?
Well, they started initially Vows and Kisses as my website.
Mhm.
And I immediately, to my surprise, booked like 10 weddings there because there was such a need for
Mhm.
online marketing of those services. Now, since then, more people are doing that. The
Mhm.
industry has changed.
Mhm.
But um, but then what I realized is the cost to advertise, like on Wedding Wire, The Knot, uh, and to have websites and to maintain them and support them and SEO and all these things were very expensive.
Yes.
So one thing I learned from One Spirit is how we need to go from me to we. That
Mhm.
Yeah, I really got that. That really resonated. And I thought, well, by creating a collective, an online
Mhm.
directory, if everybody paid a little bit, we can be more effective in becoming found on Google
Mhm.
searches and share in the cost of trade shows, like having
Mhm.
2 or 3 ministers share in that cost, or by advertising on Wedding Wire. For a while there, I actually took the time to put on the other minister's profile within my profile to try to keep the cost down. These things
Mhm.
are very, very expensive.
Yes.
So to answer your question, now they are online directories that are nationwide. And now I'm in
Mhm.
the process of hopefully getting more people to sign up so we have the resources to do a redesign, to do put more effort in
Mhm.
search word optimization, keyword
Mhm.
searches, and hopefully someday maybe some radio ads, you know?
No, that's very, very exciting. Now, I know that you have a part of your ministry is a website that helps other ministers create websites. Can you talk to us a little bit about that, about how it works and why your service is different?
Yes, thank you. I'm I got God bumps that you asked me that. I'm just I'm like really emotional about this because it's been a huge undertaking.
Mhm.
And anybody that has been on the directories or has had a website designed from this gets it. I started Love Our Websites, and I'm currently trying to trademark LOVE, Language of Visions Empowering. So the impetus of this goes for years. I've been working on this material,
Mhm.
Language of Visions Empowering Our Websites. And the reason is because I got burned so many times trying to find website companies or developers that were dependable and affordable,
Mhm.
and I decided to start my own website company.
Yes.
You know, I mean, let me tell you something. As an entrepreneur and a business marketing person, um, I definitely increased meditation,
Mhm.
prayer, and contemplation because wow, it's a lot. But you know what? It's working
Mhm.
and the clients are thrilled. What sets this apart is that I do the hand holding.
Yes.
I have a form where I help teach the business owner, the minister, what we need and why we need it to
Yes.
create their website. So I do a lot of hand holding
Okay.
and offer ongoing support after the website is finished. All
Mhm.
these other companies that say it's free, it's easy, is baloney, because once the website is done, then what, right?
Yeah.
So we don't leave them hanging. So I have a team now I'm very excited about that is dedicated to keeping the cost down so that our ministers and small business owners can market their services.
And you focus primarily on supporting websites for ministers, for interspiritual ministers. Is that correct?
Yeah, interfaith, interspiritual, and what I like to call heart-centered. So,
Okay.
for example, like there may be some of the clients maybe aren't interfaith ministers, but they're truly from a heart space. I do an
Mhm.
interview process
Mhm.
and I make it very clear whether it's a vendor that wants to advertise photography, flowers, whatever, or
Mhm.
a small business owner, anyone that becomes a part of any of these directories or that we design a website for.
Mhm.
I make it very clear that they must, from a heart,
Mhm.
embrace, not just tolerate, but embrace
Mhm.
LBGTQ people of all faith, religion, including atheist and agnostic.
Mhm.
Because I firmly believe that I've worked with folks that are atheist and agnostic. And guess what? By the time I'm done with them, they're thinking about or practicing meditation or maybe creating a sacred space in their home or office,
Mhm.
right?
That's
So
wonderful.
no judgment. It has to be folks that really want to do good work in the world.
Yeah. And a link to your website will also be included here in the graduate newsletter. So if you're interested in seeing Cindy's websites that she's developed, which are really, really quite beautiful, I would invite you to follow that link and have a look at what she is offering. And Cindy, I'm also very excited because you are going to be joining us for the reunion, which is coming up in, I think it'll be about a week from the time, maybe 2 weeks from the time this is broadcast. And you're going to be doing some workshops. So tell us a little bit about the workshops you're going to be doing.
Oh my gosh. Again, I'm so glad you asked. I got God bumps. I get so excited. Um, I've been thinking about a lot of, okay, I've done workshops to
Mhm.
interfaith ministers, graduates from Harvard Theology to Chimes Institute. So I've got the material, I've got the PowerPoint, got all that stuff, got the charts, did the research, and that's what I do when people want to learn from me when they become a member. I have a lot of online materials from sample ceremonies to how to set up your business, how to be organized. And so then I thought, we only have an hour and a half for each of these workshops.
Mm-hmm.
One is on how to either begin or grow your interfaith ceremony business, officiant business for weddings, funerals, spiritual counseling. The other workshop is, I called it something like marketing your interfaith ministry. Yes, we need to. This
Mm-hmm.
world needs us. They need to know we're there, especially now. And so I want to encourage folks to develop the skills and create community to help each other market our services. But then I thought, well, with only an hour and a half, I think what I'd like to do is really create a space for connection amongst the ministers, where we're going to do some breakouts and I'll have some good questions. Then we'll come back together and have a representative of each group to be efficient with our time. But I really want these workshops to be about connecting amongst each other. Then
Yes.
they most certainly can, I'll give them a link for the charts and the graphs and all that stuff. That's where I'm being guided.
Yeah. Well, that's really encouraging, because that really is the idea behind the entire reunion, is to get people together as a community and to create a sense of ongoing community that will last after the reunion. So we're hoping that we will be creating what will be the first of many truly global activities or gatherings for interfaith and interspiritual ministers from One Spirit. So we've only got a few minutes left, and I just wanted to sort of close by asking you, you spent a lot of time here at One Spirit, you studied a lot, you've learned a lot. What do you think were your most powerful challenges, and what were your greatest gifts here as a student in One Spirit?
Wow. A couple minutes, huh?
Yes.
I think the challenge for me personally was not recognizing yet how introverted I am and how hard it is for me to come out and connect, and perhaps the lack of social. I have no problem doing weddings and funerals in front of hundreds of people, because I open up to spirit. That's an expression of spirit coming through me. But I wished, looking back, I had a budget to fly out more frequently as a distance learner to connect more. I would recommend anyone now to really think about that, which is why I'm coming to the reunion, because I haven't been there since ordination. The greatest gift was the confidence that I gained from becoming an ordained interfaith minister, from becoming a hospice volunteer to weddings to funerals. My personal growth and commitment and connecting with other ministers. Of course, it's easier on the West Coast. I'm determined to change that.
Good. Well, I'm going to encourage you to do that and hope that I can support you in that effort, because getting us all connected is really, really what I would like to see happen. And so with that, I'm going to say thank you so very much for joining us today. And I'm looking forward to meeting you face to face in just a couple of weeks at the reunion. And thank you for taking time out of your super busy schedule for sharing all of this with us. And again, I would like to invite everybody to follow the links below and have a look at all the wonderful things that Cindy is doing in the world and all of the amazing ways that she is here to help you with your ministry going forward. Cindy, thank you so very much.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.